What is it? What do you smell?
Men's asses!
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Unfortunately, I come to you today with very distressing news. Fun is no longer allowed in games. It's canceled. We're done having fun. It's not allowed anymore. If you're enjoying anything, shut up. Just shut your mouth, pack up your bags, get the hell out of here. We don't want you here anymore. At least that's what a company like Naughty Dog would say to you. As I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, are aware, being able to make jokes or have any kind of internal consistency with your lore, it's not really the most important thing for companies these days. No, what's most important is showing who is the most woke. Who is the one that can take into account every single group's feelings without forgetting a single one? Because if you forget one group, you are a bigot. You are a terrible person and you must be persecuted online. Cancel everything. If you can't tell, I'm a little fired up today. I got a little pep in my step today, if you know what I mean. Means I had a couple of shots earlier, but you know, that's just between you and me. But seriously, what brings us here today is something so ridiculous, and I hate using the word cringe. So you know what? I'm just not gonna do it. How's that for subverting your expectations? Not gonna use the word cringe. We're gonna drop some more words, some big boy words on you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, here we go. Pathetic. That's really what it is. Absolutely pathetic and pandering from Naughty Dog, which should be no surprise, as I've covered Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann in the past, and we all know that he loves Anita Sarkeesian and pandering to the feminist SJW types on Twitter. It would seem that Naughty Dog is changing the name for one of their events, something that has been in existence for 7 years now, but they're changing it due to that one virus that comes from an unspecified region in Asia. I think you know the one that I'm talking about. But because of this virus,
China!
They're now changing the name of their in-story, their in-lore event, because they say it's insensitive to those who may be suffering now. I don't understand this line of logic. We're talking about a video game here. We're not talking about real life. We're not doing a MatPat video, you know, game theory of which Mario character would survive COVID-19. That's not the same thing as what's going on here. Oh, and by the way, you don't believe me about that MatPat game theory video? Look it up. It fucking exists. It's real and it's hilarious. Why did he think that that was a good idea? Who looks at that and says, oh yeah, Granny died from COVID, but guess what? Mario wouldn't, because Mario's a real man. Anyway, getting off topic, I just find that to be so fucking ridiculous. So just what am I talking about? Naughty Dog has come out with a Twitter post that lets everybody know that they're changing the name of Outbreak Day to The Last of Us Day. Let's go ahead and read the tweet that they put out, and then we're gonna go into a little more detail about this. The Last of Us Day. For the last 7 years, September 26 has been our opportunity to recognize and celebrate incredible passion of the Last of Us community. However, as we thought about the events of the last year and the challenges we all continue to face with COVID-19, we didn't feel right continuing under the Outbreak Day banner. While the name and date are rooted in the fiction of the game, keyword fiction, September 26 means so much more than lore. It's about showing our appreciation for fans. That's why Saturday and moving forward, September 26 will be known as The Last of Us Day, a name that not only acknowledges the world around us, but also reflects the growth of the community as we welcome millions of new players with the release of The Last of Us Part 2. We have a lot of exciting things planned and we can't wait to share them with you in just a few days. Signed, Naughty Dog. So because COVID-19 is a thing, a very terrible thing, you're going to change the name of your in-universe lore, Outbreak Day, which is a day where all things went to hell in your universe just because something's going on in the real world. Do you see Gears of War changing Emergence Day to something else because, I don't know, somebody dug a hole? Is the word Outbreak going to start triggering people? On September 26th, if anyone says the word Outbreak, like you had an outbreak of acne or something like that, somebody's just gonna start screeching that you're insensitive to everybody who's gotten COVID or may have died from COVID. How dare you bring up The Last of Us on this day? Do you know what day it is? This is The Last of Us Day. My grandmother died on this day, and it was her dying wish that Abby grab her old saggy titties. I don't know what I'm talking about. Why am I talking about this? Following this line of logic, we should just start changing the names of everything else in video games. If there's any kind of war, we can't call it that. We can call it aggressive negotiations. Any kind of war. So Star Wars is now aggressive negotiation. And you're goddamn right, that's an Attack of the Clones reference. Yes, sexy Padme for all. Nexu power, that's right. Or how about this? We just need to ban any kind of negative words used in games, like dying. A game with the name dying in it, that sounds pretty insensitive, so dying light, more like peacefully sleeping light, I guess. You can't talk about dying, there's no death in this world. Now, I'm not going to go off on a tangent about this attacking lore, even though I think you could make the argument that this is just another example of a company not respecting their own universe and not respecting their own story. Kinda like what we're seeing with Star Wars and everybody who's in charge of these universes saying that lore doesn't really matter, canon's really not that big of a deal, it's whatever you want it to be, which is certainly not the case. What's going on here with Naughty Dog is that they're just trying to pander to a couple of leftist blue-haired Twitter troglodytes. I don't really think this is anything more than that. They're trying to go for that crowd that sees some kind of massive corporation say, this bad thing is bad, and then they want to throw more money at it because they said something blatantly obvious. I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. And now that I'm starting to think about it, you know what this kind of reminds me of too? It's like in Assassin's Creed games, Ubisoft puts out that message that this game was made by people from all different kinds of religions and genders and species from all over the world. And if anybody that you know has any reference to any character in this game, it's purely coincidental. Like anybody's gonna see their aunt or their uncle getting stabbed in the throat by Altair or something like that. It's just, that's kind of the vibes that I'm getting from this tweet from Naughty Dog. Could you imagine you go to assassinate a target and you stick a hidden blade in somebody and you turn them around to like rub that feather on their throat and it's your Aunt Martha? You killed Martha. Thanks a lot.
Why did you say that name?
Are we going to ban like cordyceps? Do you know what cordyceps are? Well, if you don't, let me tell you really quick. This is a biology lesson. This is now Animal Planet. Welcome to Metal Gear Mando Animal Planet, where you learn about zombie fungus ants. So, cordyceps is actually what The Last of Us based their fungus on. Their infection, Outbreak Day, is essentially a cordyceps. So, cordyceps is a fungus, and what it does is it infects an ant's brain. It burrows into its head from spores, and it makes it crawl to the tallest point that it can possibly find, and when it does that, it busts out of its skull, and it sprouts out, and it just drops a bunch of spores, which gets carried through the wind, and it falls onto more ants and insects, so the cycle can continue. So with that being in mind, if we're talking about being sensitive to COVID-19, why are we being insensitive to the ants? Why are we being such heartless creatures to the insects that have been plagued with cordyceps? Naughty Dog, this is a blatant oversight by you, and I will not stand for it. As somebody who is viciously and violently in support of protecting animals, you need to address this immediately, or I'm going to have PETA on your ass so quickly, and you do not want that, because they'll just make some shitty memes about you and put it on Twitter and everyone will laugh at them. But no, seriously, you should definitely take them very seriously. And oh god, I can already see it now. Mando, are you saying that ant genocide due to cordyceps is just as bad as COVID and people dying from this disease? No. No, you idiot. Of course that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you're the kind of person that looks at something like this, Outbreak Day in a video game like The Last of Us, and the first thought that you have is, oh my god, it's COVID, and you're triggering me, you're an idiot. That's what I'm saying. And you're the exact individual that Naughty Dog is putting this tweet out for because they know that you're the vapid one that would have this kind of logical leap to hear Outbreak Day in a video game and go, oh my god, it's COVID. Something that I want to highlight before we wrap things up, because this really isn't meant to be a long video, it's just this stupid little Twitter post that I found really funny because it's just so fucking ridiculous that they feel the need to just come out and say, oh, because of COVID, we need to show you how good we are. We're going to rename our in-lore event, because that's definitely the first thing that comes to any sane individual's mind when they hear Outbreak Day when talking about The Last of Us is COVID immediately. Naughty Dog says that they're doing this to show appreciation for the fans, but I would argue that this is actually not showing appreciation for the fans that care about the lore of your goddamn story if you're changing things. Especially a change that is this small and this stupid. That's almost more annoying than a major change. Now granted, I think it would be less annoying to have something like this than to say, I don't know, all of a sudden Joel comes back from the dead with a golf club and beats Abby to death with it, and then he turns at the camera and he says, for the lols, something stupid like that. That would be a bigger problem. But I think when you go back and just change this from Outbreak Day to The Last of Us Day, it's kind of pathetic, and it's kind of just a little slap in the face to anybody that actually cares about the lore in this universe. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's just the way that I take it. When I look at changes to Star Wars, like little minuscule things, that's kind of how I see it, and if I cared about this stupid game and its story, I would feel a little peeved, but again, that might just be me. Thanks for joining me again today for this video, a nice little rant about Naughty Dog, that's always super fun. As always, I want to know what you think about all of this, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think that this statement is super serious? Are you somebody that read this and you're like, oh my god, they totally understand me. I respect this and they respect me because they changed the name to The Last of Us Day. But hey, why not they, them day? Why not we, us, them, they day? I don't know. This all gets so tiresome. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you like the video, don't forget to drop a like, and if you really want to support this channel, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified of all of my future videos. I'm gonna say this again because now we have a Discord, and I'm super stoked about it. Link for the Discord is also in the description below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, by the way, at Metal Gear Mando. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.